is going on? Thank you guys for tuning in. The secret sauce for today is success is a journey, not a destination. Enjoy the ride, MFers. Enjoy the process of achieving your goals. I hope everybody is going to land it rich this cycle. Machines Arena launches a play to airdrop. A Magic Eden collab has been announced, an S&D Genesis Battle Pass. It's a game that is out that is kicking some butt. They did about $1.3 million in sales in the last 24 hours. Chaos to clarity, noise to narrative. It is Thursday. It is July 25th. It is time for some rare bits today. The Crypto Greed and Fear Index is coming in at a 68. We are down 1 degree from yesterday, while the NFT sentiment remains greed. Don't know why that metric remains where it is, but does it mean it is time to buy? Be careful if you do, because I don't think it's time to buy yet. I don't know why it says greed. We're going to move on. Top crypto search from the normies. This is about the 5th or 6th day in a row. It is layer 0. I hope it is on your list. Ticker sign ZRO. It is up 12.5%. On the 7-day, while most other coins are down, so it is worth looking at. Top NFT search term for the normies. Day 2 is Ivan Birkus and his girlfriend, Angela Nikula. They are daredevils. They post on Instagram at very high locations. If you have not seen their stuff, it is worth checking out. Bitcoin dominance, it is up on the 24 hours, while Ethereum dominance has fallen, while the total crypto market has come crashing down. We lost about 4.8% in the last 24 hours, currently coming in at $2.35 trillion. And then we have some interesting stuff going on. So we are going to get into some news that is happening. So apparently, there is some growing tension between the crypto industry and the Biden administration regarding regulations. This is not news that is a surprise to anybody in the crypto sphere. Now, Kamala, she is skipping the Bitcoin conference where both Trump and Kennedy will be speaking. Is this a missed opportunity for her? Next up, we have Andreessen Horowitz. They have gone on wax to also criticize the Biden crypto regulations, aka Kamala's crypto regulations. Now, watch for the Elizabeth Warren influence incoming, which will absolutely shipwreck the Democratic Party, in my opinion. Van Eck, they are also throwing out some lofty numbers. I think part of Van Eck's business model is to throw really lofty predictions and get people excited about the assets that they have. I am also of this lofty prediction, possibly not this high, but Van Eck is calling for Bitcoin to $2.9 million per coin by 2050. Are you going to live that long? Might be time to scoop some of these things up, and everybody taking opportunities to support Senator Cynthia Lummis, as she is also aligned with and trying to propose that the U.S. Federal Reserve adopts Bitcoin as a reserve asset. These would be absolutely magical things to keep moving things forward in the direction that we need to go. We need to align ourselves with politicians who believe in the crypto ideology. Next up, why is Bitcoin dumping? Do not panic. This is part of the cycle. A couple things to think about. We have interest rates. Central banks, including the Federal Reserve, they have been raising interest rates to combat inflation. Now, higher interest rates typically mean that the appeal of riskier assets like Bitcoin is going to be reduced. We also have a bunch of global economic concerns that you need to keep abreast of, and these heightened tensions also affect the volatility of all of these coins, right? We have the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict and its global economic repercussions, whether they're beginning or ending. It does not look like there is an end in sight. So keep that in mind. I don't know if these things are always priced in. The volatility is reactionary to big news. So news from these countries is not over. We have U.S.-China tensions, particularly regarding trade and technology. These stories are not done. We have the TikTok legislation, a bunch of things coming up with ByteDance that are going to change the market drastically. We have Middle East instability, including conflicts and oil production issues. These are also going to tie in, not so much in the summer, but as we get into the winter months and we need to heat things, this shock is going to be felt. These things are coming down the pike. Next, we have climate changes and initiatives coming down the pike in many different municipalities and governments across the world. These also change the economic flow of things that we need to keep in mind. Now, there is also a global economic recovery and inflation concerns post-COVID-19. And what's interesting is I'm just getting over COVID-19. And this morning I woke up and looked at the COVID map. And basically they go off of wastewater and they regulate the amount of COVID that is in our wastewater. And states like Texas, Florida are off the charts. California, just as red as they can be, meaning dangerous levels of COVID exist in these states. California, with your mandate for the COVID vaccine, you guys should be pretty clean, but you're not. Next up, we have Mt. Gox reimbursements. These will continue to rock the market. We are not done seeing these. The recent release of Bitcoin from the Mt. Gox bankruptcy proceedings could potentially continue to increase supply and put downward pressure on prices. Are we seeing that now? Now, before we get into some more news, we are going to check some numbers for the nerds. So, as you can see, the crypto heat map is not what we want to see unless you are holders of TRX, possibly the only token at the moment that is in the green. What are we talking about for numbers? We have Bitcoin currently trading at $64,605. Ethereum still above $3,000, trading at $3,112. BNB 564. We were not able to reclaim that 600 mark we were shooting for. Solana has slid down. 167 is the current price. It's only down about 6% on the day. XRP trading at 0.60 and Dogecoin 0.12. Now, on the day, I just want to do a quick flip and look at some of the tokens that are down the most on the day. Celestia, Phantom, Athena, these are down the most. Ronin. Now, if we go to week, and I also want to look at what is down the most on the week, because oftentimes these present interesting opportunities. So when we see a 15 to 20% dip on coins, panic, those are the numbers where panic sets in. Are these buying opportunities for you? So we have Notcoin. It is down 15% on the week. Is that interesting yet? Artificial Superfin. We have Ronin, Multiverse, Near Protocol down 13.9% on the week. These are some things that are on my short list of tokens to have for long-term plays. If you DCA into some of these tokens when they are red, these are good moves in my opinion. Let's look at blockchain by NFT sales volume. We have Ethereum, Solana, and Bitcoin as the 1, 2, 3. Ethereum's down 10%, but everything else is up, interestingly enough. 4 and 5 are coming in for Polygon and Immutable. Looking at the Ethereum heat map, pole position is held by Pudgy Penguins, followed by CryptoPunks, Milady Maker, Azuki, and Mutant Ape Yacht Club. Where did the Bored Ape Yacht Club go? Top sales for NFT land are CryptoPunks, Pudgy Penguins. We do not see a Bored Ape anywhere. What has happened? Looking at the top 5 volume on the Ethereum side of things for the last 24 hours, Pudgy Penguins, CryptoPunks, Azuki, Bored Ape Yacht Club, there they are, and Mutant Ape Yacht Club rounding out the top 5. Everybody is in the red except Azuki and Bored Ape. They're just mildly flat for the moment. Looking at the Solana heat map, we see a lot of stuff going on. So we've got serious fluctuations in the market. Solana always reacts differently than the Ethereum market and the Bitcoin market to these fluctuations. So I think it's really interesting to try and peg stuff when the market is kind of recapitulating. So top sales, we have some SMB. It's nice to see them back in the mix. Their price seems to be going up. Is there something happening with the community? Did people decide this was an OG collection and it is time to stop having the floor go down and let's raise the roof, as that's what's happening? I like to see it. So the top 5 moving collections over the last 24 hours: SMB Gen 2, Frogana's, Retardio Cousins, Mad Lads, and Brando Kids. Brando Kids down 37%. They have fallen a bit in the last 24 hours. These things go up and down so quickly. Sometimes this up and down does not signify the bottom, but these strategic plays for these individuals to get the paper hands out of the fold, and normally it works. By the time you sell it, they are going to start pumping it. So just keep that in mind if you are a holder. Sometimes just sit on your hands and wait. And if you're upset that you bought an NFT, what were you buying an NFT for anyway? If you're looking for liquidity, buy meme coins. If you're looking to have fun, get into NFT trading because it is super fun, especially when you lose money and have a community to complain about with. Looking at the top 5 moving collections, or we're just looking at currently top sales in the Bitcoin ecosystem. So what do we have here that is different than usual? So we have 2 green eye OMBs in the mix. They're selling for about 23,000 US dollars. That's 0.37 Bitcoin. Remember when these were traded at 1 Bitcoin? Woo! Amazing times, amazing times. Do we see it come back? Top 5 movers, Bitcoin puppets, Node monkeys, quantum cats, runes, and OMB. Everybody is in the red at the moment. We are now, just for a laugh, going to look at some of the top runes or the bottom runes. Everybody is down at the moment. Fihu, Dog Go to the Moon. BAMP, which is my favorite, Arsic, and Pups World Peace. Everybody is in the red at the moment. Not much we can do. Now, what? So this is some stuff that caught my attention, right? So the Machines Arena. So the gaming initiative, I think, will continue to be a big driver. I've always been a gamer. I follow this stuff, especially when it's interesting. There's a couple that I got into this morning, which I possibly will share by Substack tomorrow. But just airdrop campaigns that are coming that are not difficult to play. And the bad thing is that when you download these games, they're actually addictive. So you look at it, you can't figure out why you're playing it, but you still can't turn it off. And so to me, that's the sign of a good, easy, fun to play game. And if you can earn rewards, wasting that kind of time, you are winning. Tell your parents you're winning. Say, Mom and Dad, I'm a winner. Next up, Machines Arena. It is an Overwatch-style hero shooter. It is on the Ethereum scaling network Ronin. It's launching a play-to-airdrop campaign. It starts on the 30th of July, so you have time to buckle up, get your adventure pants on, and strap in for this one. Starting on the 30th, players can earn up to 70 million tokens. What kind of tokens? They are TMA is the ticker sign. They are going to have quests. You're going to be level up. You're going to be able to tokenize assets, and there's going to be a VIP membership tier where you're going to be able to double and triple your rewards, all the fun stuff that gamblers and degens like. Next up, we have Magic Eden. They have made a pretty nice announcement. They just continued to make their platform bigger and better. How did they do it? They are collabing with Ordified to make the minting of Bitcoin ordinals super easy on the Magic Eden website. The big companies are eating the little companies, but it's all for you. So they're making things better for you. So we do like to see these things happening. Now, I mentioned this at the top of the show. There is a game. It is called SND, Swords and Dungeons. The artwork is hilarious. The animations are great. The movement is it's an enjoyable thing for you to check out. So I implore you to do it. These guys were able to lead sales with about $1.3 million on the 23rd of July. This is Ethereum. Total sales rose to about $6.27 million. These guys just kicked up dust with kind of pudgy penguins. Like that's the type of flow they had in a very short amount of time. We're also seeing D-Market, Gods Unchained cards, and CryptoPunks continue to move markets on the Ethereum side, but I do implore you guys to go check out Swords and Dungeons because it is interesting. Now, I was doing some quant research this morning, and John Bollinger, the author of the Bollinger Bands, he always brings technical insight into view, and he brought up some interesting points this morning, and he brought up this chart, and he is looking at some of the Litecoin fluctuations. So these are comparisons of total non-empty wallets among large cap coins. So if you can look at this discrepancy and you can see just this blurb around Litecoin, where when John Bollinger puts this inside his technical analysis, he is just seeing an inflow and some possible movement. He is talking about, you know, I don't know, just some interesting stuff. I think people are also reading between the lines. We are seeing increased activity over the last 24 hours. So just put this on your short list of things to do research on over the next 24, 48 hours. We are going to see continued volatility, in my opinion, on Bitcoin, but there are still plays to be made. Next up, we have Nansen Research. So this is an absolutely great portal. for analytics, and they have just issued their ETF news, which is basically a bunch of analytics for ETFs and how they are flowing. You are able to get real-time analytics as these assets are being moved around. So as these new vehicles come to the market, it's nice to see the analytics catch up and being able to monitor. And because I wake up and do this stuff every day, I was happy to see this pop out. It is a free dashboard. If you guys are interested, I implore you to go check it out. Now, another interesting topic that crossed my radar this morning is the city of Raipur in India. It is a small portion of India, but they're doing some interesting things by putting real estate on the blockchain. They're doing this to navigate away from theft and piracy and a number of other things, but they are going to be using something called air chains, and they're using it to manage all of their real estate records moving forward. The initiative is going to do a lot to help document forgery and reduce processing times. Basically, the proposal, so if you are dealing with real estate in that part of the country, you will put in a submit to have something done legally as far as land goes, and it might take 30 to 45 days. With this new air chains proposal that they're putting into play, these request times are turning from 30 to 45 days into 3 days. So this is getting people excited. It's 3 days of non-forged documents that are changing the lives of people on the ground. So it's brilliant to see them push these narratives forward, and I am all for it. Next up, we have Circle, the developer behind USDC. They are launching a crypto wallet platform that supports email and social-based media logins. This new product is going to allow users to authorize crypto transactions using email and logins and PIN codes, aka your relatives can get on board easier than they ever could before. The fact that you can also onboard them, and it's part of their message, is that if you are onboarding them into a stable coin, what a great way to have mom start messing around with crypto. Hey, mom, let me send you $25 for groceries. Mom, I need $50 for rent. Mom, I can't pay the electric bill. Please send me some USDC. These are interesting things when parents understand that they can maneuver money without fees, without the bank, with no limitations on amount. These will ring true to anybody that has dealt with the congested banking system, period. Tell mom you need money on Sunday. Tell mom you want to send her money on Sunday. Just play a game. Say, oh, I can't get you that money till the bank's open on Monday. Unless we try this, mom, and give the solution. That is what the next generation needs to do with the older generation. So Bitcoin, its price remains, it's going to be what it is. It's around $64,000, a mid-minor growth in the U.S. Bitcoin ETF inflows. We did see a sharp outflow in the ETH outflows. We saw the crypto market cap lose about $250 million in 24 hours, with potential further declines are predicted. When you look at the technicals, depends on who you talk to. I have been a fan and said the same thing all along, that these doldrums of summer will continue. I do hope that we will get some driving factors. We just need one big push to start the momentum going. When it happens, it will be magic. For it to happen, people need to be at their computer screens. People are in summer mode right now. We really would need a huge cataclysmic event to get people back to their screens, right? So keep that in mind when we are waiting for these crazy moves to happen. And lastly, I was looking at XRP. So trading volume has surged about 47% in the last 24 hours. It is kind of all over the place. This is the 7-day chart. On the 1-day chart, it does not look as great. But XRP, I don't know. There's some interesting stuff happening. They have an ongoing lawsuit, Ripple Labs versus the SEC. People are starting to hedge their bets on what they think the outcome will be. Are you of that ilk where you are deciding to try and see what the outcome may be and place some of these bets. Now, listen, if you are still craving crypto clarity, you can subscribe to my Substack. Warning, rare bets may cause hodling. And thank you for tuning in. Tell your friends. Be nice. Thank you.